Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about an interesting concept of RatHole mining, a term that is used to obviously refer to a type of mining to explore or extract the minerals, more specifically coal. Now the question is that why we are talking about this particular topic. So unfortunately, recently it has been reported that in one of the regions of Assam, several miners or mine workers have been trapped for more than 12 hours in a kind of coal-based rat hole mine. The reason why they got trapped is believed to be because of the heavy rainfall. A large volume of water has rushed toward the mine and the entire rat hole mine has basically been flooded. The rescue operations have been taking place at a very slow pace. And to understand this, as per the report coming from this area, as of now, 2 motor pumps are working, and these motor pumps are trying to remove the water that has flooded the pit of the mine. And this is the pit, if you try to understand, is something that looks like this, and it extends almost to a depth of few hundred feet. Now, taking cognizance of this situation, the Assam's Chief Minister Himant Biswa Sarma has said that the team of NDRF, we know about the National Disaster Response Force, a dedicated force to what you can call as start a search, rescue and relief operation during any disasters as mandated by the Disaster Management Act, which was enacted in year 2005. So that force along with the STRF, that is the state-based disaster relief forces, are also on their way to the site to lend help in the rescue operation. Not only that, he also has said that if needed, if it is needed, the army's assistance will also be considered and request will be made. Now, to understand before in detail about the rat hole mining, let us try to understand where exactly this entire situation has unfolded. So we know that in the northeastern region of India, we have one of the state of Assam through which you see a flow of mighty river Brahmaputra. And if you look at on the eastern side of Assam, somewhere toward the Nagaland side, it is this area where you have a district called as Dima Hasao district. So the current situation actually has taken place in this Dima Hasao district itself. Now let us try to understand that what does the term rat hole mining refers to. Now in simple term we can explain this as or define it as a method that is used to extract minerals, more specifically the coal, from a narrow horizontal seams that is largely prevalent in the Meghalaya region of India. In other words, what you can say, the most wide practice of rat hole mining we see in the state of Meghalaya. And as we discussed, the mine look something like this. Now, if we try to understand about this, the term rat hole itself, that hole refer to a narrow pit, and rat basically refer to rodents which dug a pit inside the ground. So similar narrow pits are dug into the ground, typically just large enough for maybe one person to descend at one time and then extract the coal from the coal seams. Now, as per the prevalent practices, once the pits are dug, miners descend either using the ropes, or if there is enough spaces, they also put what you can call as a kind of scaffolding or bamboo ladders, which is temporary kind of structure, and then through these they access the coal seams. Coal seams, if we talk about that, for example, if this is the entire area where coal has been discovered or coal reserves are present. Now, it does not mean that everywhere you will find a coal. For example, in a large rock structure, there will be certain beds along which the coal will be deposited. So, first of all, you will have to dig a hole through these rocks. You have to reach to that depth where the coal seams or coal beds are situated, and then you have to extract this using the instrument and tool. So, for example, let us suppose this is the rock, a rat hole mine has been dug up here, and suppose this is the region where the coal is discovered or coal is found. So the miners actually extracted from there. So coal is then manually extracted, and the interesting point here is that the extraction is not done using some what you can call as modern machineries. Rather, it is done using primitive tools. For example, miners here use pickaxes, shovels and basket, and then they carry out the coal along with themselves when they come out. Now, if you look at the rat hole mining, there are two ways how rat hole mining is done or how rat hole mines are done. The first process is what is referred as side cutting procedure. In the side cutting procedure, as you can see from this particular diagram, along the slope of a hill, what is done is basically a narrow tunnels are dug. And then as you can see, for example, this is the hill slope and these are the narrow tunnels. So through the side cutting, these narrow tunnels have been dug, which are basically about 3 to 4 feet in the height. And then the workers go inside through this narrow tunnel unless and until they find the coal bed or coal seam. Now, in the case of Meghalaya, if such practice is used, the coal seams are very, very thin. In most of cases, for example, in this hill, you'll find a coal that is deposited over a thickness of 2 meter, not more than this. And it is through these they have to extract the coal. The other alternative rat hole mining is what is called as box cutting method. And box cutting method has been elucidated here. In the box cutting method, what is done is basically a circular shape or a square shape opening is made, and then this opening can vary somewhere between 10 to 100 square meters, and it can go as deep as 100 to 400 feet. Now, once this vertical pit is dug, then along the coal beds, as I discussed before, that along the entire rock strata, rock layers, certain layers will have the deposition of coal. So once you dug a vertical hole, you go down and along the coal bed, you start digging a horizontal hole. And this is what we can call as rat hole. And as you keep drilling and digging a hole horizontally, you keep on extracting out the coal from this particular bed. So this rat hole size tunnels are dug horizontally in coal seam. So two ways, that is, we have discussed side cutting procedure or the box cutting procedure through which the rat hole mines are dug out. Now, obviously, this is largely used in the Meghalaya and the Assam plus some other northeastern countries. However, it is not free of environmental and safety concern. There are several concerns which has been raised time to time by the experts as well as in the judiciary also. Now, it poses significant safety and environmental hazard because of several factors. First factor is that such minings are not regulated by the government. And due to this, there is a lack of proper support that a worker needs if he is working in the mine. For example, there is inadequate ventilation. So many cases have been reported where workers have died simply due to asphyxiation due to the low level of oxygen. Apart from that, as I told you before, that there is no such strong structures that is used for descent or ascent of the workers. Rather, it is simple ropes or the bamboo based stairs are there which are not very stable, and there is a high chances it can get damaged, trapping the workers inside the mine itself. Plus, safety gears many times are also lacking. As simple as if you talk about the helmets, many times the workers are not even provided safety helmets that causes them further risk in case some rocks and stones fall on their head. Now, it is not only the health and safety of workers, but even if the environmental and ecological concern arises if such mining is practiced. For example, due to such kind of mining, there has been a severe report of land degradation in many areas of Meghalaya. Not only that, as these excavation is conducted, many of the harmful substances, harmful chemicals and metals start to leak in the nearby surrounding, and many times these metals then become part of the nearby water system, and through this then it enters into the food chain and causes health and diseases to the people as well. So water pollution is one of the major side effects of this kind of mining. Accidents are very common because, as we have discussed before, the conditions of working is very hazardous in nature. Environmental damage already is happening, plus numerous accidents leading to injuries and fatalities. And because of this exact reason, many times the question has been raised about this practice of rat hole mining. So the question that comes in the mind is that despite all these adverse circumstances, why this rat hole mining still is prevalent? To answer this question, we have to understand that it's not that authorities have not tried to regulate this. They have attempted many times to regulate these mining practices and even altogether ban these mining practices. However, there are certain factors which still has made these mining popular in nature. For example, the economic factor is the most important one. Many experts argue that in the states such as Meghalaya, where the coal seam is very thin in nature, it becomes or it makes sense from the terms of the profit to ensure or employ rat hole mining method. Because if you start doing open cast mining, which is much more safer, the cost of mining in many cases will be much more greater and the profitability to the companies will be very less. Not only that, even in these areas where most of the workers are willing to work as a rat hole miner, they are not doing so only because of their desire, they are doing because they do not have any other viable alternative for sustaining their life, especially in the context of local population. And For example, if you compare the wages or the salaries, the money that they are paid to work as a rat hole miner is 3 to 4 times higher than what they will generally get in the normal jobs such as construction or any kind of other alternative sector. So high amount of money for the workers and economic effectiveness for the companies have led to the continuous prevalence of this mining, especially in the northeastern region. Now, taking cognizance of the environmental impact, damages, as well as the loss of life that has happened through this mining, in the year 2014, the Environmental Court of India, that is the National Green Tribunal, has banned the practice, and again in 2015, it has retained the ban and it has basically upheld the decision it took in 2014. And in this context, NGT has clearly observed that there are so many cases whereby the virtue of rat hole mining during the rainy season more specifically, because that is when there is a high probability of rainwater flooding the mines, there is what you can call as the death of many individuals, including not only workers but even the employees. And the order was in connection with the Meghalaya, where this remained a prevalent procedure for the coal mining, as I told you before. However, against this decision of NGT, the state government then has appealed the order in the Supreme Court. So as we can see, many state government also do not want to put a blanket ban on these mining practices, because despite all the dangers, it provide an employment opportunity for the local people here. And due to the alternative or lack of alternative, government also try to ensure that people are able to get the livelihood even though from this dangerous mining practice. That is all about this particular video. I hope you understood the concept of rat hole mining. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with your fellow aspirants, as well as subscribe to our channel for more such helpful content. Thank you very much.